Hi, I'm J. Lenora Bressler, and welcome to the March 3rd, 2018 edition of the Bible, Delight in the Details, as we continue looking at some of the best-loved hymns and their origins. Fanny Crosby. The name went out of my head for a moment. Fanny Crosby wrote more than 8,000 hymn texts in her life during the 19th century. She is the quintessential Methodist, being a lifelong Methodist, and among her hymns are some of the most favorite in the Methodist hymnal and in the hymnal of evangelical churches everywhere. She was born in the early part of the 1800s and became blind at age 6 weeks. She started writing hymn texts at a very early age and worked with several hymn writers who wrote the melodies often throughout her life. In fact, there was a woman, Phoebe Knapp, that she wrote. They collaborated literally over several thousand hymns together. And the way Phoebe Knapp would often do it is she would write a melody and then she would play it to Fanny and say, "What does that say to you?" That is exactly what happened with Blessed Assurance. Jesus is mine. Oh, what a foretaste of glory divine. When Phoebe played that first for Fanny and asked her, "What does that say to you?" instantly, without any question, poured forth from Fanny's lips the first verse, with that especially poignant and rapturous statement, "Oh, what a glory of foretaste divine." If you go on to Google and you type in just that phrase, you will find countless online sermons. For that one phrase has inspired so many sermons and other hymns and discussion boards about it. Blessed Assurance really focuses on heaven. And it's a fascinating hymn because it has such rich descriptions. Every single sense, all of the 5 senses are discussed in it. Fascinating, isn't it, for a woman who was bereft of one major sense, of physical sight. But she often said that she felt like she would much rather have spiritual sight and spiritual vision than physical sight. She became an esteemed professor at an institute for the blind, married, had a very full life, was a personal friend and spiritual counselor to 4 presidents, and spoke to Congress on the issue of education for the blind. In her life, as I said, she wrote the lyrics for over 8,000 hymns. She believed that every time she wrote the lyrics, God had given those lyrics to her. They were all biblically based, all founded on Scripture, but she said that she felt that it was literally a personal revelation, especially because of the speed and the ease with which the lyrics came to her brain. We are bettered because God gave that kind of insight, that kind of spiritual sight to Fanny Crosby. I'm J. Lenora Bressler. Visit me on the next edition of the Bible, Delight in the Details. Have a great rest of the weekend.